So basically, I ended up replacing all the toilet paper in the building with duct tape, and oh man, that was an April Fool's Day no one will forget.
Have you seen Keyframe anywhere? You know, we've got this entire convention, we haven't seen Keyframe anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Where is she?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Who is... what? I guess it was nothing. Maybe I should call her up. Maybe that ought to be something. Nikki, what are you doing? Whoa! Alright, Keyframe, please enlighten us. What exactly are you so happy about?
Oh, Toonie the Looney and Nicky the Wiki, I got a surprise for you!
Do we want to know?
Uh-huh.
Alright. Now listen! What are you doing with me? I'm not doing this again!
Come on, guys! There's Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Stardust Twins and Kofi.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Key, why do you keep pulling us into this?
If I'm going to suffer, I'm gonna drag you all down into the depths of hell with me. I do not go to hell alone. We walk out clean on the outside, but dirty on the inside of the pain and suffering of the Scoobies and the Doobies.
Scoobies and the Doobies, Jesus Christ.
I have nothing better.
Hey, we're gonna Scooby-Dooby-Doo this tune.
Okay, don't you start that
There's many things better than that. God damn it, Keyframe.
That was Toon's original idea. I can't take it.
Yeah, it was bad then!
It was 2 years ago, which was when me and Keyframe first did the review of WWE Scooby-Doo Wrestlemania Mystery. It fucking sucked. And now we're here.
Our first collab.
Yes, our first collab. And now we're here with WWE Scooby-Doo 2 Curse of the Speed Demon.
And while many things have changed, wonderful things have happened in both our lives. These movies,
I just wish that it was just called Curse of the Speed, because then everybody would get high and the movie would be way more entertaining.
You mean they weren't?
Yeah, they weren't.
Those star children weren't waving around heroin?
You need to watch more wrestling.
Oh, you really need to. The stuff that they have, the thing that they spew at you, those little flakes, those aren't flakes. They're something else. Anyway.
SD.
There is a point.
SD.
I mean, it explains why Dusty talks the way he does. But, yeah, so we're gonna talk about this movie.
Hard times, baby, hard times.
So,
I mean,
we got the people
yeah.
here. We got Keyframe, of course.
Yeah,
Hi.
we have everybody. Alright,
Yeah.
so, per your format, who goes first?
Well, let's see. Who went to the bathroom last?
I have not gone today.
Neither have
What
I.
the fuck, Nikki? What?
I knew that would get a good reaction.
Nikki has a bladder of steel. That's his finishing move.
Or he just pees on everybody. Okay, Nikki, do you want to go
The
first?
R. Kelly.
What is... Okay, so we all kind of have mixed opinions on this movie, so
By
let's
the way,
just...
I love how this is totally going up on the internet and we're going to be just talking about our fucking bathroom habits.
We are, totally. So, Nikki, how about we start
That's
this
not
off
gross.
with one thing you didn't like?
One thing I didn't like, alright. This is the last thing we're gonna remember Dusty Rhodes from. How about that? That makes me sad.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, last time, it was the last thing we remember CM Punk for. This time, it's Dusty Rhodes. And I think this time it's worse because he's dead.
Dusty's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least with Punk, the last thing he's gonna be remembered for was getting his shit pushed in the octagon. Like,
Don't.
Hey,
Don't.
Good of him.
his
Good of him to put
shit
over.
pushed in.
Good of him to put over a young up and comer, and in a squash match too.
Yeah. Very
I hate all of you. Don't bring that up in my presence, please.
Hey, it's not our
two,
fault
two,
you got
two.
fucked.
Toon. Shit pushed in.
I'm just sitting here with my juice, just one day, just going to assume that the octagon stands for
UFC.
Dr. Octagon and
No,
see
MMA.
the Spider-Man.
He was in an MMA match. It was bad.
Oh, MMA. Okay, I know what that was. I know what that is.
Anyway,
Yay.
continue, Nikki.
Okay, so yeah, like Dusty Rhodes, like he was like pretty much everybody in this movie. This movie was so below their pay grade, but even the Miz. But jeez, like this is what we're remembering Dusty Rhodes from.
On one hand, we have the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. On the other hand, we have this.
I mean, I will say this. I do like the whole resolution at the end. It's just like, I have been walking all night, but now the fact that I'm walking means my back's better. Throws Kane up in the air.
Okay.
And then he dies.
And then heart attack or death. I don't know how he died.
It was actually very tragic. The thing is, Dusty Rhodes' death hit us a lot because he was considered the father of NXT. Because
is that why he's in the movie? And originally he was going to be racing with Hulk Schmogan.
I believe so. Dusty Rhodes is a wrestling legend. Like, he was huge in the 70s and 80s. And as he got older, WWE hired him to be sort of like a coach and a trainer at NXT. And he kind of brought up all of the developmental wrestlers to where they are today. So it hit them the hardest when Rhodes passed. So it's very, very tragic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just feel sad.
Definitely, Keyframe.
That just like how we all feel to have to review this shit.
Yeah, Keyframe. Just one more thing before we move on. Keyframe, look up WWE's tribute video to him. He died last year, and their tribute video is up on YouTube. Watch it. It is moving.
It is.
Beautiful.
Well, I mean, this movie's a great tribute. They should have just started playing "Arms of the Angels" or have Scooby sing it. It would have been lovely.
Renew
rolls.
Oh, Nikki, who do you pass it off to? Jesus.
Calcos, go.
Okay. Because I know a lot of the answers in these casts for the first people can be very broad, which for the later people, it becomes harder for them because they have to think harder about stuff. So I'm going to rail on something very, very specific that I don't think you three have thought about. Now, they gave us the pleasure of listing off statistics for the Legends Mobile, which is the vehicle that The Undertaker and Dusty Rhodes piloted in the film, at least in the beginning, because then it got blowed up. But
Then it went
now,
boom.
if the statistics for that car are the it's the best car in the field. Basically means every single other car is not as fast, not as strong, doesn't handle as well as this car. Then every single car in the fucking film is garbage. It is a garbage Volvo sedan that I could buy at a lot for $3,000. I'm exaggerating when I say that, but let me elaborate. They say that the Legends Mobile has a horsepower of 600. A 2015 Dodge Charger has a horsepower of 715, and I can go out and buy one of those right now. Granted, it is a luxury muscle car, but the fact is, a super-powered Legends Mobile, a car piloted by legends, is less powerful than a car that's on the market for a consumer to buy today? What? They don't know jack fuck about cars. That is the worst. I know nothing about cars, and even I know more about that. Not to mention, the Legends Mobile, if you look at the design of the car, it's very short and very stubby. The front car actually sticks out way more than the actual wheels. So if that thing takes a hairpin turn, it is rolling over.
Well, it did get its shit pushed in by the ghost car.
Yes,
So,
and
it did.
In fact, the best car on the field is the Authorities car. They're the best car
Oh,
on the
gee,
field.
I wonder why.
It doesn't...
Am I fucking going over?
just like so its shit would get pushed in like CM Punk in that octagon with Spider-Man.
Can you
But
shut the
in
fuck up?
kayfabe, the car is not the best. The Legends Mobile is the best, which means in actuality, the Authority's car is worse than that. And why is it that of all the people in the film that they decide to have trailed the Authority for most of the movie in all of the standings is the fucking Los Matadores?
Ole!
It is a gimmick. It is a gimmick that doesn't even exist anymore. Why?
Yeah, the thing about this movie is that a lot of the characters in this are kind of dated. Specifically, Goldust, Stardust, Dusty Rhodes, the Los Matadores, and
Kofi Kingston.
and Kofi. So
Well, okay, look.
He's still wearing his New Day tights, so that's not quite as dated.
Yeah.
The Star Children and Dusty have reasons to be dated because they are some of the best parts of the movie. Let them be dated.
Okay.
All right.
Was that your full point, Calcos?
Pretty much. I wanted to say this specific so that way you and Toon had better leverage and more stuff to talk about, because I had a specific complaint that I didn't think you guys would think about. So, yeah, the supercars in the movie are not super. They are, in fact, complete hot trash. Keyframe, I pass it to you.
So it is Crush Hour.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. I have a very big complaint. Toon's been slowly educating me on the world of wrestling and the weird gimmicks that they've been doing. Why did they have Los Matadores in it when they could have had the New Day?
exactly, that's what I was thinking. I'm just like,
If you're going to have a cartoon WWE thing,
Cartoon.
yeah, that's all. I will stab you. But no. If you're gonna have a cartoon, why not the New Day? Them and the Vaudevillains are walking cartoon characters, except in the real world. I mean, I can just imagine the New Day having a car, and then you see Xavier playing his magical trombone on the top, just going like, him playing the Scooby-Doo theme song on trombone. It would be great. But no, we just get Kofi. And Kofi doesn't do crap in this movie. At least he tried. I mean, he tried to save the gang, and he almost died because he thought it would be a great idea to surf on top of an air drone. But that's it. And he makes a New Day pun in the movie, saying it's a new day. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I'm like, don't you do that. I'm salty. I mean, if they were going to pick a trio, why not the New Day? They picked the Matadors, which they were so annoying.
They've been annoying, and here's the thing about Los Matadores. Epico and Primo, they were great for a while when they had Rosa Mendez, and they got the tag titles, but then they dropped them. Then they became Los Matadores, and then they got stamped on over and over and over again, so they quit. Now they're back as the Shining Stars, and now they're getting nothing.
And then they got, it's like, and out of the Matadors, they have like the Bull as their main representative, and
El
it's just
Torito.
Like, yeah, El Torito. Yeah, that's a great idea for your. First of all, that's a great name. Have the name basically be a chain of Mexican restaurants.
Speaking of the Shining Stars, why are they heels? I mean,
have
all
no
they do
idea.
is go around and invite people to go on a 2-week vacation to Puerto Rico.
Because they're
That's
con
not
men
real
and they
move.
use heel tactics.
Yeah, great. I don't
yeah.
care about that. As long as I get to go on a vacation to Puerto Rico, I'm fine.
Do you
Yeah,
really want to go to
also,
Puerto
like,
Rico?
It's like Torito rides Scooby around everything. These guys are the Star Children are less annoying than these Matador characters, and it's like you would think that it would be the other way around, but no. And my god.
Can we count the number of people in this movie that are either fired, have gimmick changed, or dead? Because we have El Torito, who is fired. We have the Los Matadores, who have gimmick change, which is 3 now. We have Cody Rhodes, or Stardust, which he's fired. He's gone.
He's going to TNA.
Dusty Rhodes, yeah, Dusty Rhodes, he's dead. Fucking
Lana.
Lana's gimmick is changing. Michael Cole, well, he's pretty much the same because he said, "Oh my," a total of not 1, not 2, but 4 times.
Vintage Undertaker. But no, just I got salty about that when I was watching it when they made the pun. I'm like, oh, you know what? The New Day is, the Bootios are too good for this movie, and you can stick with your matadors and your really bad Mexican restaurants because
Ole.
Ole. So, Toon, I am passing it off
Okay.
to Chew.
So we brought up Crush Hour before, and the plot to that game was really frickin' stupid. The whole, hey, we're gonna do this because ratings. This is almost the exact same thing that we're going for here, and it's not even explained really why, other than, ratings, cash money, and I'm thinking, this doesn't seem like a very good idea. I wonder why it is. Because this is fucking stupid. The whole premise of this is stupid. When I knew that they were making a sequel to this, I thought, oh, okay, so we're just gonna get new stars and it's gonna be the same old shit. But no, I looked at the poster for this. I looked at the premise of it. I looked at the trailer for it. This is stupid as hell. And I just, I don't understand.
Look at the trailer to this to determine that it was stupid as hell.
I needed the trailer to reaffirm in my mind that this is stupid as hell, and it is stupid as hell. This whole entire concept, I have to wonder, what the hell were the wrestlers who were signed on for this when they found out what they were doing? I want to know their reactions as to what the hell they were doing. I know it's a Scooby-Doo movie, but this is fucking ridiculous.
Do this.
It's ridiculous. The entire premise of this is
Scooby-Dooby
ridiculous.
don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what John Cena said because he's not in this movie.
That was one thing I was gonna say. Like, why the fuck is John Cena not in this movie? Like, of all characters?
Because he is too good of an actor for this.
Well, can't you just? Yeah, but just saying.
Okay, you want to know why? All right, think about it in kayfabe. Who was the major WWE wrestler that was in this movie? Who did it focus on more than anybody else? Undertaker. By putting Cena in the movie, Cena is now all of a sudden a supporting character.
Yeah, but can't you just imagine him and The Miz driving a car together?
Not really.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't like Paige, so...
Nobody likes Paige, so you're not alone.
It's just the entire setup of this, the entire premise of this movie is the stupidest thing I've seen in ages. However, this cycles into my good part since we're going in reverse here. The good part about this is, while this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, they actually made it kind of work. That's what really surprised me at the end of this, because I'm sitting here and about halfway through and into the final race, I'm thinking, I'm actually kind of enjoying myself a little bit here, because at least the action and excitement kept me interested. It wasn't great, but at least kept me interested, so I can say that the racing parts of this movie, you could tell they put some effort into it at least. I mean, it's still a stupid thing, but...
If I may bring up a point, though, the best part about the movie... And actually, you know what? I'll save it because we're going in order. I always forget about the format. I am very sorry.
No, it's okay. But even though this is the stupidest thing I've seen, I like that they were able to at least come up with some creative ideas for it. The teaming, there were some creative bits to it. I'll say that.
Famous and Star Children are. I want a show with just those guys.
Just
poor Sheamus.
I didn't get it. I didn't understand why some people were teamed up with certain things. I also understand, I don't understand why some wrestlers were in this and why some weren't. But that, I guess, is okay, because what I expect this movie to do is that it's given a shit hand. I expect it, if it's going down, it's at least going to try. So it tried. This movie gets a gold star, a gold U-Trad star. That's not good enough, though. I'm going to pass it back to Key.
Yay! I think this movie suffers in the same way that the Flintstones one did, in that the cast of the actual, title for it, the Scooby-Doo cast, they suffer because, oh my god, I mean, there was a reason that I picked the wrestling thing, because if I went on the Scooby-Doo tangent, then we would have been here for hours.
No, please, though, please. Let's hear your Scooby-Doo tangents.
Well, okay, look.
In one thing.
I'm just saying, just to put it simply, because this goes into a bad thing, but it will go into my good thing. The Scooby Gang, they didn't need to exist in this film, sheer for the fact of the mystery. In the first movie, they had more of a reason to exist, and I mean, Shaggy and Scooby did have an active role while the rest of the gang didn't. And in this one, we had annoying subplots of like quickly resolved subplots with Daphne and Stephanie McMahon and Fred and needing to sleep because he worked on the food truck race car, whatever. And Shaggy and Scooby just kind of hid behind the Undertaker during the entire film and didn't take any initiative at all, which really annoys me because it's like, come on, it's film writing 101 for them to have some moment where they have a moment of badass in a wrestling racing movie. But that goes into my good thing. Just like the Flintstones movie, I really like the wrestlers in this. I thought as fictional characters, because, you know, this is coming from someone who pays very little attention to the world of wrestling, and I know the basics. Like, I know who Undertaker is, I know who Miz is, I know those characters. But as fictional cartoon characters, they were pretty damn funny. Like, I thought the Undertaker was a great character. I thought he got some good jokes. The fact that he wants to open up a puppet theater makes me so happy. I thought the Miz was actually kind of funny in this movie. Especially the callback to what happened in the first movie with him getting mauled at the beginning, and he's like, you know, I have an experience of getting mauled by monsters on jogs. Sheamus and the Star Children, I loved. I just loved the Star Children in general because they were so weird, but they were perfect. The only wrestlers I didn't like were, well, Los Matadores, because I felt they were useless, and Stephanie and Triple H, but I think we're not supposed to like them, so nope. I don't mind. And I mean, Triple H still had that moment where he made his suit explode in a single flex, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny. But
okay, so if we find Keyframe buried 6 feet underneath the ground, we'll know who did it.
Yeah, so, like, it's just kind of a thing. It's like, what astounds me, and this is coming from the Scooby-Doo fan, this would have been a stronger film if it wasn't a Scooby movie. Because these characters have enough personality, because, you know, they had to be built on it for their own TV shows, that they could carry the movie on their own. If they wanted to parody the whole mystery thing, just, I don't see why they don't have, like, the characters, like the wrestling characters, just kind of take the roles of the Scooby Gang, kind of like a parody sort of thing. Because first of all, you're fucking hilarious to see the Miz as a Shaggy character. But it just kind of saddens me because it's like, for one thing, you're wasting good characters in both sides of the equation. But you're, especially the wrestler ones, because you could have a good, funny, animated wrestling cartoon, but you have to muddle it down with a pre-existing franchise and pull that franchise down with it because they don't complement each other well. But yeah, the wrestlers were great in this, and it's the same thing as the Flintstones one. They were really funny. The Undertaker was funny in that one. He's funny in this one. Dusty was good. Triple H and Stephanie can go suck my chode, but I like them all. So I guess the movie can give it that. It actually made me like the wrestling stuff and actively care about it. So kudos to that.
If I may point out, Mark Calloway did his own voice work for The Undertaker. They didn't hire a stand-in.
That was what surprised me, too.
They didn't hire a stand-in for the Flintstones one, did they?
I don't know. They may not have, and if so, fucking props to Undertaker. Holy shit.
Well, I think these movies have shown that the WWE cast, at least most of them, have a really good sense of humor because they dig jabs at themselves by doing these movies, especially.
Oh yeah, especially recently because wrestling politics has always been a big part of the business. You can see that in the indies now. I was actually recently talking to Chris McKelder, who works in the industry as a booker and usually kayfabe GM. And I was talking to him about some of the wrestling politics and booking fees and everything that comes around it. And WWE, funny enough, the biggest promotion in the entire world, politics are all but gone. They're gone. And that might be why, like, a lot of wrestlers did their own stand-ins, because they're like, they have a job, they do it, and they like it. So I appreciate that.
It also has to go. You have to also understand, though, that these wrestlers are also actors too. They've been in this business long enough to get a pretty good like acting build-up. That's why they star on those little movies, and that's why they get like more to do. They have to be actors in order to do some of the promos. Like you're never gonna see Charlotte in one of these because she's a terrible actress, but you'll see someone like John Cena because he's been doing this for a while.
I hope you died in the womb, Scooby-Doo.
Oh God! Do not bring up that memory.
But no, the thing is that I give props to the wrestlers in these movies because they have a good sense of humor. You could tell that they're having fun when they're recording this stuff, and
I'm having fun.
They're happy. They're happy to be a part of it, and it's better than because I always worry because you could tell sometimes when you have guest stars, you could just tell in their voice when they just want a paycheck, and these actually sounded like, "Hey, we're in an animated movie. This is fun."
We're in a Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah, it's a lot like
Scooby-Doo.
In fact, it's very familiar with Vince McMahon in Camp WWE. If you've never seen that, the guy is. I know, Toon. I know you hate it, but you're actually in the minority. And like objectively speaking, Camp WWE is extremely funny with a lot of great meta jokes. But Vince McMahon, he has so much fun on it, right from the opening jokes. And I can agree that the wrestlers in this actually were having fun with it. But is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay,
and also just one last thing: Vince McMahon singing the national anthem. Thank God they only did the last verse. Okay, now you go.
Okay.
That actually made me want to kneel during the national anthem. Topical.
Yeah, you're not gonna call in Copernic that shit.
Fuck.
Okay, so
vintage Nikki V.
Okay, so I feel the best part of the movie. I'm surprised this has not even been brought up yet. Inferno.
Oh, the villain. Yeah, he was actually damn scary.
He was great, especially like after the opening sequence when he's introduced. The introduction isn't that good. He just kind of shows up, injures Dusty, and disappears. But during the races, when he starts interfering and uses those powers to move cars and to interfere with everything, the effects on it are fantastic, and they make him look like an absolute beast. Like, they do their damnedest to make sure that Inferno is not human. But, of course, this is a Scooby-Doo movie, so he is human. But he's also not. I thought that was really, really good, the way they treated Inferno.
Right up until the end. But...
Well, hey, look, it's a children's movie, so the good guy has to win.
But no, okay, no. Can I just really quickly talk about that for a second? The fact, okay, Inferno is a beast. He's one of the best parts of this movie. I totally get that. But when he's revealed, all of that badassness goes out the window when you start to put in your head why. Then you realize how completely illogical it is, because they had two perfectly good candidates, the guy who was talking about the ratings and the other mechanic guy. I'm thinking, well, I guess that makes sense. One of them could be it. But then no, it's like fucking Triple H, and I'm like, wait, what?
That's
Why?
the point, Toon. Do you understand how old the innocuous secondary character trope is? That trope goes back to the old silent days of film. This harkens way back to the early seasons of Scooby-Doo when it aired in the late 60s. It's a tale as old as time, and it's good for them to change it up and not use the innocuous secondary character trope.
Yeah, I just kind of give it respect that they were that spoilers. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon to impress Stephanie's dad, are willing to kill people.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
very McMahonish.
Yep, extremely.
I mean, let's not forget. They did not, it wasn't just like, oh, we're going to capture you and pretend you got killed. No, they threw Shaggy, Scooby, and The Undertaker off a waterfall and made Kofi Kingston, like, crash into a giant rock.
To be fair, it is pretty, like, with most Scooby-Doo related stuff, like, you could tell within the first 10 minutes, that guy did it, he's the guy in the mask. So, for them to actually, they worked me. They actually got me, because I
couldn't call it either.
I tried.
I thought it was either going to be ratings guy or mechanic guy. I did think it was H.
See, I was surprised that they didn't have, like, Inferno when he was fighting people do some of Triple H's moves or something.
He could have.
Because that way the wrestling heads could have told who it was, but not filthy casuals like me.
Well, the thing is that anybody who even watches a single solitary second of WWE knows what Triple H's moves are. Spinebuster, Atomic Drop, Pedigree. Those are his signatures right there. So if he uses one of those moves, then you can immediately count it out. Speaking of moves, there is only one reason why I wish this movie was not rated G and rated PG. Striking.
Actual punching.
Actual punching, because the kids watching this movie, they watch wrestling. So there's no fear about a kid getting damaged mentally because, oh, mommy, they're fighting each other. They do that every goddamn week. Come on.
Yeah, they just grapple. They just, like, grapple and do nothing.
Well, I mean, The Undertaker did basically, like, ram someone's head into the concrete.
Out of frame.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, too. In the end, when Undertaker's facing Inferno, he does all of 2 out of 3 things. First, he does the last ride, okay. Then he does the tombstone, okay. Why didn't he do the chokeslam? He had a perfect opportunity at least once during this movie, but he never chokeslammed anybody. I'm like, the chokeslam's like one of his recognizable things. Like, it's more known than the last ride, but friggin'...
Toon. Is it Vintage Undertaker?
No, Vintage Undertaker is old school.
No, I just love the what's the announcer's guy's name?
Michael Cole.
Well, he shouted Vintage Undertaker like 50 times during this movie, so I love yelling it.
That's basically a Michael Cole commentary thing.
Why is he in this movie?
Because they probably couldn't get JBL, and Corey Graves probably took a look at the script and said, "Fuck this."
Oh, JBL, absolutely.
To be fair, like, this movie seems set, like, maybe... Like, I'm trying to think of when this would be set in, because this is set back when the Matadors were a thing.
It's set back when Hulk Hogan wasn't a racist.
That actually makes me curious, though. I want to see what was the original script like with Hulk Hogan.
Brother.
Well, I mean, you could tell that he was supposed to be in it, because why would Undertaker be riding with Dusty?
Why would Undertaker?
But if that were the case, though, if Hulk Hogan was supposed to be in Dusty Rhodes' spot, then Hulk Hogan would be the main character, and Undertaker would be like the side character.
No. I'm saying Dusty. Hulk and the Undertaker were the people who switched roles. Undertaker was the one who took over the role, because it makes a lot of sense why the legend people would be Hulk Hogan, one of the most recognizable wrestlers that, transgressed into mainstream audience, and Dusty would be in one car.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
But yeah, anyway, you have anything else to say about Inferno, Calco?
Inferno is cool. That's about it.
Yeah. Better than the Demon Bear.
All right, good job, Colcos. Anyway.
Fuck you!
Yeah, he's definitely better than the thing from the Cyber Chase.
Yeah. Cyber Chase is not as good as I remember it.
Dum. Okay.
Magnets! Yes.
You guys briefly brought this up, but I loved Sheamus in this.
Sheamus was great.
Sheamus was awesome. Like, he plays the perfect straight man to to Golden Stardust, who are just like, they were this close to being too much, but they were great in the movie. But Sheamus reacting to all this and just trying to keep from going insane while watching all this is just that was really, really good.
I need a desktop background of Sheamus like holding the bridge of his nose while the Star Children are doing the weird stuff. But the fact that they started playing Scottish music like the bagpipes and stuff, and that's what makes Sheamus happy, I was like, yay, friendship!
I'm starting to like you guys.
I want a cartoon of just those three. I know that the Star Children are gone, but God, that was great.
Well, Goldust is still in the company. Make it between Sheamus, Goldust, and R-Truth.
Okay,
That'd be
that
great.
would be fine, because at least then Golden Truth might get something funny out of it.
Yes.
I need it. I know the perfect setup too. They're stuck in an elevator.
Oh boy.
They're stuck.
Wait, hang on. Go ahead, Calcos, what was it?
Speaking of Golden Truth, can you believe that WWE actually rode the Pokemon Go bug for a reasonable amount of time?
Huh.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
interesting. They okay, so for Keyframe. So at one point R-Truth became addicted to Pokemon Go. And he
Like anyone would.
and he was literally playing it during his matches and like trying to grab the Pokemon because R-Truth is an idiot and he's hilarious.
Yeah.
His gimmick is that he's schizophrenic and confused, more or less. Like he doesn't really know exactly what's going on. And Goldust is his tag team partner, and they have a team called Golden Truth. So R-Truth and Goldust are playing Pokemon Go, and what they would do is that in the middle of matches on Monday Night Raw, they would just walk through the ring, completely oblivious to anything that anybody is doing, and just walk right through the arena.
Yeah, trying to find Pokemon.
Like, you'd have a good guy team, you'd have a good guy team and a bad guy team fighting at it, and R-Truth kind of just walks through, and the bad guy team's like, what the hell? And then, like, the good guy team, like, pulls out, like, an upset victory, and they're just like, oh my god, darn you, R-Truth!
See, I don't mind that. I would have loved, though, if the schizophrenic one, he actually starts fighting in the ring because he's so angry because he's been catching nothing but Pidgeys for the past 3 days. I would do that.
They could have done something like that, but at the same time, WWE is always known for dragging these things out way longer than they have any reason to do it. And the Pokemon Go thing only lasted for like 3 weeks. And once Pokemon Go started becoming a little less popular, they stopped talking about it. And it felt good.
I still play Pokemon Go.
I played here and there.
I stopped playing this game because it's shallow, uninspired, lacking features, and filled with bugs. But let's stop talking about No Man's Sky.
Topical! Anyway, Nikki, continue. Do you have anything else to say about Sheamus?
Sheamus, not really. Like, he was just great in the movie, but there was a couple other characters that I felt were really good. The Miz, for one. I
love the Miz in this movie.
Miz
Who's
played
awesome?
his...
I'm awesome.
Miz played this role really well in this movie, and what was really interesting to me is that when it came time for Miz to fight, like, with all the stuff that with all the shit talking he was doing, you would expect him to get his ass handed to him when he actually had to fight, but he held his own with Inferno when they actually had their fight scene. So that was pretty good. I was a fan of the Miz. Who else was? Rusev was kind of all right. Can't remember too many.
Well, compared to Lana, yeah.
Machka. But yeah.
I will say this. Because you mentioned the Miz and the fighting scenes. This movie had something that the first one didn't. Actual goddamn wrestling.
Mostly.
Well, at least in this movie, Sin Cara doesn't go over John Cena, so... Yeah.
there was a bunch more fight scenes. I mean, like, I know there wasn't striking, but you know, there were like 3 fights with Inferno. There was the comedy wrestling scene when they were all having dinner. There was a bunch more of the wrestlers showing that they're actually competent fighters in this compared to the first movie, where it was just kind of like, no. Well, also the first movie just didn't have a lot of good wrestlers in it.
Yeah. So I guess
actually got to avoid the first Scooby-Doo WrestleMania movie.
Lucky
Like,
you.
who was in it?
Okay, in the first one they had
Sin
Cara.
Cara.
They had Cena. Okay, they had Sin Cara as like one of the biggest characters in it. They had Sin Cara. They had John Cena. They had Kane. They had Miz. They had
Miz was basically just the opening gag.
I think Big Show and Del Rio. I think
They also had a girl. They had AJ. But she didn't talk.
Yeah. No, she helped train Scooby and Shaggy.
I know, but she didn't talk.
Yeah, she kind
all-
of did.
She had like a couple lines, and she
Oh,
was
the Bella
good for a
twins.
couple lines. Oh yeah,
I think. I don't know. I think that was still in Age SmackDown. Anyway.
the Bella twins were in the Stone Age thing. I think the only girl one that they had in the wrestling Scooby movie was the training one. But yeah, they did. But basically, they focused the entire movie on Cena and sucking Cena's wiener. So
Cena can stop a boulder.
Cena can stop a boulder and make Daphne completely forget that Fred exists. Also, Daphne had such a lady boner for Stephanie in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I can't
It
believe
was
Del
hot.
Rio-
Okay, so this is a question I have. Do you think this movie is worse than WrestleMania Mystery? Because I don't. I think this is a lot better than WrestleMania Mystery.
Much better. It is still a kids movie at heart. Not fun for the whole family. Fun for kids. It's something you sit your 6-year-old in front of to get them to shut up for an hour and a half.
It's
But
fun for kids and losers like us.
Yep, it's not that bad subjectively. Objectively, it's a piece of garbage, okay? It's no Lawrence of Arabia, all right? It's no Schindler's
There's
List,
no such
Godfather.
thing as another Lawrence of Arabia for you, Calcos.
No,
But-
Lawrence of Arabia is the greatest fucking movie ever, and in fact, I'm gonna watch it this month.
But yeah, so this movie is such an improvement from WrestleMania Mystery. Still don't think of all the Scooby movies that they've made over since 1999 that this is the one that gets the direct sequel.
Oh, just wait. We're gonna have to deal with WWE Surfs Up 2 Wave Mania.
And WWE Jetsons! The future SmackDown, where we'll have even more dated team-ups. All I wish upon a star is that the New Day is in there as the new century.
Okay, you know what?
Because I
If
have-
you're talking about you want the New Day, you know who I want in that would make a lot of sense? Bailey. Bailey is perfect for these.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Nikki, who would you put in? Who would you put in the next one, Nikki?
Oh,
God damn.
I have a feeling that the only reason Hanna-Barbera is still around is because of their partnership with WWE. It's the only explanation as to why they keep coming out with this shit.
No, I mean, Warner Brothers actually, besides the WWE shit, they do take care of their because Hanna-Barbera is now a subsidiary brand to Warner Brothers. They've had that for like, ever since Cartoon Network has been a thing, Warner Brothers has kind of absorbed Hanna-Barbera. And besides WWE, they do take care of the brand very well. I mean, that's the whole reason we're getting the cinematic universe come 2018.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that they're finally using the other part of the 50+ franchises Hanna-Barbera has made besides just Scooby. So
Hold on. Hanna-Barbera is getting a cinematic universe?
Yeah,
Yep,
we're
in
getting.
a shared cinematic universe, which according to CinemaCon and everything, they will be 2D animated films that are going to have major releases. And the first one is going to be Scoob in 2018, where the Mystery Gang is part of a giant spy organization act into the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, even the name Scoob is acromanized.
Marvel
So-
Comics can suck my dick. I hate cinematic universes.
This is going to be fun because they're also going to have Johnny Quest and Hong Kong Phooey. Yes.
We're getting Hong Kong Phooey in 2018.
Yeah, who remembers Hong Kong Phooey? I sure as
I
hell
remember
don't.
Hong Kong Phooey. I think I'm like one of the 7 people left alive who know who that is.
All right,
No one
real
wants-
quick though. Key wants New Day in the next movie. I want Bailey in the next movie. Nikki, Calcos, who do you want? If there's gonna be a third Scooby-Doo movie, there's just gotta be. So if you could pick somebody, who would you put in it?
Nikki, you go first.
Oh man.
Seamus.
No,
Yeah,
someone who's
yeah.
never been in these movies.
I was about to say,
Oh.
Seamus was good. Kevin Owens.
Oh no. He would only
Yeah.
do it. He would no. I know exactly how he would do it. I ain't doing it. His son says, "Hey, I really like that Scooby-Doo movie. Are you gonna be in the next one?" Yeah, I totally am, kiddo. God damn it, Vince.
No, see,
That would be great.
I want the other McMahon kids in it too. I want the
Shane?
cool McMahon kid.
No,
Yes.
Shane could be in it. They could find a way to squeeze Shane in. He's back.
He would be the no. I just imagine it's like, well, my sister's still in jail, so, but yeah, no, I already know what the plot for the next Scooby wrestling movie is.
Let's save that for something else. Calcos, what is your pick? Are you serious?
You can't see it right
Yes.
now, but I'm dancing.
I am serious.
No way, Jose. Okay.
Whose opening theme was that?
No way, Jose. He's in NXT right now, and he's this dancing wrestler who is like really freaking good.
That fits into the plot that I'm coming up with.
Yep.
WWE Scooby-Doo dancing with the superstars.
No Way Jose is a dancing wrestler who hails from the Dominican Republic, and he is very, very, very good at what he does. So much so that it is probably the very first time in wrestling history that a dancing gimmick has gotten over.
Really?
Yeah, there's
What about Junkyard Dog, or like what about something else? I'm trying to think. Fandango?
Junkyard Dog.
Fandango was okay. Look, Fandango is one of 2 WWE wrestlers that shares a home state with me. The other one being Scotty 2 Hotty. For reference, I live in Maine. No, as much as I would have loved Fandango to get over, like purely over, not just have a small niche of fans, because I do know some of them personally. As much as I would have loved it, no, Fandango is not over. Scotty. Oh wow, I am such a fucking idiot. Too Cool was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tag team champs.
Okay, No Way Jose is one of the few dancing gimmicks to get over, because Junkyard Dog, you were right, Junkyard Dog was over, very over. Too Cool was ridiculously over during the year 2000. So, like, yeah, No Way Jose.
Okay.
Oh, that would be great. No Way Jose and the New Day at a dancing competition, and Scooby and Shaggy has to join in because it turns out Shaggy's a great dancer.
I put
then
in
they-
Bailey specifically because if we're following with, you only get to pick like one diva or woman's wrestler to be in a Scooby-Doo movie. Bailey, because Bailey's huge over with the kids. She's huge over little girls. It's perfect. They already have a storyline written up for it, so it's easy.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna have the No Way Jose theme stuck in my head.
Oh, you're gonna get
No,
Bailey's
I-
theme stuck in
okay.
your head. Trust me.
Well, I need to link you to 2 specific songs that you should have in your head.
Oh my goodness, can you imagine, like, Xavier from freaking New Day and the villain from the next Scooby movie having a Devil Went Down the Georgia style, like, music competition, but he's using a trombone instead of a fiddle?
Jeez.
That'd be neat.
Okay.
Although,
Happen.
did you guys ever see that combining song thing? I don't know, mashup. The mashup between
Good job, Nikki, you found word.
between No Way Jose's theme and the theme song from Crash Wrath of Cortex.
I have
Oh.
not heard that. Can you send that to me?
Yeah, please.
Yes.
All right, so
Anyway,
we've been
how
at
do we-
this. We've been
how
at this
do
for
we
about
this-
like 50 minutes or so. So thank you guys for turning out for this. Go ahead and put down in the comments what you thought of Curse of the Speed Demon if you saw it, which I'm sure not a lot of people did.
Hey, Toon.
What?
You know the day of reckoning is upon us.
What?
There's one Scooby-Doo movie that everyone has wanted us to review since the beginning. One that you have actively ignored because you'd rather put us through the gates of hell and back with these crappy Scooby-Doo movies. And they want us to show the movie that shows that Scooby-Doo can still Scooby-Dooby-Doo this.
The fuck are you talking about, lady?
We will be back with Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Wait, you're actually doing the good. You're actually doing the good
Toon is
one.
going to do this.
Apparently.
And the Haymakers won't be in this one because they're fucking bullshit.
Hey, I want to be in Zombie. It takes place in fucking Louisiana. Why am I not in this?
No kidding. This movie scared the fuck out of me as a kid. I want to review
Bye,
it.
guys. Bye. We'll see you when the Jetsons wrestling movie
No,
comes out.
fuck the Jetsons. No.